toxic trait is thinking that I could fight someone just based off the stunt stuff that I've done. I couldn't, but I like to think that I could, like, knock them out.
You could throw a punch.
I don't know, but I think I could, but I probably couldn't.
It's impressive how the world building of Fallout feels so alive, so full of details on screen. So what I'd like to know is, what is the coolest unexpected things you can see on the set of a show like this?
I would say all of the costumes on the supporting artists. You know, like, obviously our costumes, great, 100%, but it's the level of detail, you know, that when, you know, watch the show 3 times and watch different parts of the screen every time you do it. That's the part I love the most. I love just sort of walking around and you see, you know, people with earrings made of tiny bird skeletons. I mean, the detail is incredible.
Also with the sets, you know, it feels like you can go in any room, open any drawer, it's functional, the buttons, you know what I mean? I mean, it would take me years to build these things, and they sometimes have built some of the most remarkable sets that we might shoot on for 4 to 8 hours, you know, a really short amount of time. It's really incredible.
It's the size and the specificity. So like every set you go on to, it feels real. It just doesn't feel like a set. It doesn't feel, you can't really see like, oh, I can see where the crew built this, worked on that. It just feels like a real place. So as far as acting in it, you don't need to use much of your imagination as far as realizing where you are.
Yeah, it's the details and it's the layers that Howard Cummings and our production designer and his entire team put into this space, and Dana Pink, our costume designer, and what she does. I say background, I just mean actors that are further back. I hate the term background.
Yeah.
The people, they're there to help us too, but the person who is way very, very back is dressed the way that she or he is supposed to be dressed for this time period. And there's no detail that isn't thought thoroughly through.
In this season, we get to see a new dynamic between Lucy and the ghoul. And I would like to know, how did you and Walton work together to build this peculiar relationship between these characters?
You know, we didn't talk much about it, but we kind of felt it out in the scenes. You know, because Lucy and the ghoul, I don't think they talk much. I think Lucy talks a lot. I'm just not sure how much the ghoul responds, you know, and he says, I don't want to speak for him, but he says this wonderful thing in interviews where, you know, he's thought about how long have they been on the road together when we pick up season 2. Who was the first to talk? Probably Lucy. You know, and when was the first time the ghoul actually responded with a sentence instead of just a grunt? You know, and all of that stuff we don't see between the end of season 1 and the beginning of season 2, and how that sort of establishes where they are. You know, what I love the most about the early episodes of season 2 when Lucy and the ghoul are on this road trip together is how they're both already a little bit like each other. You know, Lucy's a little bit more sassy and the ghoul is sometimes slightly more open, and they're continuing to be stubborn and refuse to budge and try to influence the other.
It's just kind of baked into the DNA of these two people that we're playing. It's such an odd pairing, you know. We just kind of leaned into, you know, what would really happen with two people on a road trip across the desert, you know? I mean, if Ella and I went on a road trip across the desert, it might be similar, like in some ways, you know, like Ella might talk. I mean, I'm not that, you know, talkative really. And then I would start talking, and then we'd start playing some cool music, and then we might affect each other's lives the way that the Ghoul and Lucy lives are affected. I'm not a nihilist. But she is an optimist, and so we're a lot similar kind of in that way. But yeah, it was just, we had a really great time getting to go through this experience together.
First season, we saw Maximus in a beginning a journey of a very deep transformation. So how would you describe his path in this second season?
I guess I could best describe it by just understanding that I feel like Maximus spent most of the first season one being a little bit of a pawn for other characters. Didn't know what the head was or what's in it, you know, just I don't know why this person is the target, but I'm gonna find him, and you know what I mean. Wanting to do the right thing. He really wanted to be a hero, but sometimes he was doing the right thing, and you know, he was like pinning a farmer down and letting this chicken abuser run off, you know? He's trying to do the right thing, and it always ends up sort of badly. So the second season, I think we have him sort of developing, at least in this way, and, you know, growth isn't linear in this show, which is amazing too. It's a little more human. He's going to be a little bit more effective about the world around him, not so right, you know, not trying to do the right thing, but maybe the effective choice is the one. Maybe you need to change the world around you, and not just try and patch it up.
Just in coming to this board right now, from where do you feel you started to connect with the story of Fallout to understand where you needed to go with your character?
I looked to our showrunners to tell me, like, you know, where they wanted him to enter the story and how they wanted him to, you know, what sort of key he sang in, you know. And then I just, you know, I put on the clothes, that did so much. I combed my hair, that did an enormous amount. I got the mustache. It was just, the more I put on, I guess, I'm one of those actors who, maybe it's cheap, but when I'm in the clothes and I can look in the mirror and feel like that person, and I can find the voice to it, then it starts to click for me. It starts to become really real and really realized.
And you explore the tone through just watching a few of...
Yeah, I watched a few of the game things, but I didn't want to do an impersonation of House in the game. I wanted him to, you know, this is the first time we see him in the flesh. So I really wanted him to feel, and I was also given so many good, amazing gifts, you know, like they gave me an incredible entrance, this beautiful shot that just sort of comes over and I swivel around in the chair. And any actor will tell you, when you get a good entrance, it does 60% of your work right off the bat.
It sure does.
You know what I mean?
After these 2 seasons, do you feel we'd be more prepared to survive the end of the world? Like, any tips you learned from your characters?
Toxic trait is thinking that I could fight someone just based off the stunt stuff that I've done. I couldn't, but I like to think that I could, like, knock them out.
You could throw a punch.
I don't know, but I think I could, but I probably couldn't. Surviving the end of the world, not so much.
A little different, a little more extreme.
Yeah, surviving the end of this world.
You can run. At least you can.
I've got a bad sense of direction.
Oh.
So without my my sat nav, or what's the phone, the GPS thing? I know sat nav is like from the 80s. Without my my Apple Maps, I'd be absolutely useless.
No, I don't. Because, you know, the coffee is great on the set of Fallout. The food is pretty spectacular. I quite like, me personally, the topography that we filmed this show in. I'm a big fan of the desert. And the thing that I most enjoy outside of playing pretend with my friends was the moments of solitude, like on these sets, in these landscapes where it's just you and the sun is rising or the sun is setting, and you get to have that moment by yourself. Anybody making movies on any level will tell you that the camaraderie is a big component of the experience, but they will also tell you is having access to things that a lot of people don't have access to. It's the moments that you have by yourself that will stay with you forever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm gonna save that. Why don't I use that for late night television?